Saif Ali Khan has been discharged and he will be arriving at his Bandra residence anytime soon. What do we know so far?
Yes, you see that the security here has made sure that the road is made empty. But you know what is interesting is that Sadhguru Sharan has got two entrances, right? Now, this is the one entrance where the security presence has been made tight since the last 2 hours. But then we're also making sure that we keep watch on the, on the Fortune Heights. That is his older building where there were murmurs about how he might choose to go there directly from the hospital, and also on the entrance gate of the Sadhguru Sharan. Well, these are the two gates which do not have any security arrangements at this moment at all. But just how they are trying to evade the media, and how Abira told us that they took an unusual route outside, to get outside the hospital just to make sure that the media stays away. It's highly unlikely, or we cannot at least rule out the possibility of them doing the same when Saif and his family reaches here as well. But from what we can see, the security measures, the barricades, the presence of the police officials is at one gate, and that is on the back gate of the Sadhguru Sharan. This is that particular region which the accused used, right? The wall that you can see on your screen, if my camera person zooms in a little bit, that is the wall that was used by him to jump, right? There's a basement down there. He went right to the basement. He walked up till the 10th floor using the staircase. Right, and from the 10th floor till the 11th floor, he used the AC duct pipe to make sure that he goes up, and then he entered Jehangir's room using one of the windows which wasn't in the best of conditions. Right, so this entire story just tells you about how there were several loopholes in the story. There are several loopholes in the security, rather. When you talk about the presence of the private security, private security personnel here at the Sadhguru Sharan apartment. But we are just moments away from Saif coming back from the hospital. He was admitted, of course, on the 16th, and then there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of chatter about how the injury might be very, especially because as many as 6 times, and as the doctor also confirmed later, one of those injuries was very close to his spine. To be very precise, Dr. Dange confirmed it to us a few days ago. It was just 2 millimeters away from his spine. So it just throws light on how serious the injury would have been if it was a difference of literally margins. But fortunately, nothing of that sort has happened, and Saif, would really thank his stars that he's in a condition to not just come out of the hospital, but he's also been able to walk, and he's been able to communicate with the limited number of people that he's been allowed to meet in the hospital premises. Now, when he comes out, as Abira has also told us earlier, he's been told very, strictly by the hospital authorities to meet very limited number of people, because the chances of infection can still not be ruled out, and that's because the injuries, and all of those stabs that were made on his body, they were very deep, which is why the hospital team, the medical team, and of course his family and the people at home will still be taking special care, at least for next couple of weeks, to make sure that Saif is able to stay here and is able to take enough rest and recover fully.
Right. Also, Anuj, there is a task that's been cut out for the Bandra police specifically, because there's also been criticism of the Mumbai police when it comes to security of celebrities in Bandra. We've seen a stabbing incident, we've seen those firing of shots at Salman Khan's residence, and also this incident of murder of Baba Siddiqui. How prepared is Bandra police for this, or Mumbai police for this? And also tell our viewers a little bit about the investigation on this front, because we know that the prime suspect is already in custody. How has the interrogation and investigation proceeded in this case?
Bandra West region of Mumbai, which is considered to be one of the most affluent regions in the country, if not just the city, has been under attack, by different sections of population for the weak law enforcement authorities, especially in last 1 year. We've seen 3, really popular faces getting attacked in broad daylight, right? Be it the shooting that happened outside Salman Khan's house on the 14th of April last year, be it the death of Baba Siddiqui, which happened when the season of festivities was at its peak, or what happened here just 1 week ago, with Saif Ali Khan. This does really put a lot of pressure on the on the Bandra police, and not just on the Bandra police, but specifically on Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, who has been the Home Minister of the state, for the longest period of time recently. And even after becoming the Chief Minister, we've seen that the problems regarding the law and order do not just exist in Mumbai, but we've seen what has been happening in Bid in the last one and a half months. We've seen what has been happening in Parbhani, for that matter. It is only that it needed, an affluent area like Bandra to get affected for all the eyeballs to talk about, for all the people to talk about the law and order situation. Certainly, on the investigation perspective, one of the major reasons why the police had asked for an extended police custody was to establish the fact, or to strengthen the fact rather, about the origin and the identity of this individual, and about the fact of him being from Bangladesh. Now, what we know is that the police has been able to establish contact with his family in his hometown in Bangladesh, who have confirmed that he's a 12th pass individual who has a very small family in a village in Bangladesh. He made his way out, but he did not enter India via the Bengal border, but he entered India from a river, right? He crossed a river and entered Meghalaya, the northeast Indian state of Meghalaya, and then in search of some sort of money, got in touch with multiple agents, and that is how he landed here in Mumbai. He'd been staying in Mumbai from September 2024, doing several odd jobs, right? And he'd also been changing his job locations and the place of his residence. When he was eventually arrested by the police found his room to be in Worli, which is in a very different part of the city as compared to where he was found. That is in Hiranandani Estates, which is far away in the Thane region, the neighboring city to Mumbai. But what we know is that he's changed multiple. Okay, so we are seeing that they've used the vehicles have arrived here, and as was expected, they've used a different route, right? So the presence of the police was in one end, but we saw how the front gate of Sadhguru Sharan was used to get Saif inside. Sadhguru Sharan. They did, this is what what might have caused the delay as well, because we saw that the coordination that was going on between Kareena Kapoor Khan, between Karishma Kapoor and the rest of the team, they were very particular about how they wanted, Saif and his vehicles and the family which was going to come here swiftly and without any sort of major disturbance from media. And as was expected, as we also saw on our screen, the presence of the police officials, the presence of all of these barricades was at the back gate. But then they chose the front gate, which had literally no police officers present.